So I don't normally do this, but I feel like there's no justice in the world. I feel like people get away with stuff who just know how to play the game right. They know how to play bureaucracy right. They have the right connections. They do everything in their power that is wrong on an ethical stance, but is correct as far as like bureaucracy and everything goes. Because the people that make those fucking rules are the ones in power. The psychopaths, the sociopaths, the people who don't actually care about human life, that love hierarchy so much because all they want to do is be in power. I don't know. I know my time in Texas is largely to blame for this thought process right now, because I've been here for about 5 years. I've had to file one wage theft claim. I currently have charges against the last company that let me go because they discriminated against me for going to VA appointments, as well as religious discrimination, which is not the first time I've been religiously discriminated against in Texas. The very first job that I ever had in Texas required me to trim my beard, and when I said, hey, religious exemption, they were like, no, you've got to shave. And then when I was like, well, I think it's the 1967 Civil Rights Act, yada yada, the stuff that's in my beard waiver letter now that people absolutely use, and I've wrote that because of this job actually. They ended up letting me go on some random technicality after working for them for 3 fucking days, all because they didn't want to adhere to my civil rights. And that's actually been one of the largest differences in Texas as opposed to California. California has an extra labor code. They have Cal OSHA on top of OSHA, and I know it's more expensive there, but those things protect your job. In Texas, you are lucky if people even care about the laws on a federal level, which is what affects Texas. Texas is the bare minimum state. I think it's absurd that Texans love their state so fucking much, when Texas is literally the bare minimum state, period. This state is atrocious. The infrastructure is terrible. The street lights that are like never on, the drivers that are hyper aggressive, and the laws, I mean, they want to protect big business. You know, my in-laws, when I first moved to Texas, with my family, a random cable company that was not their cable company did some like line work and messed up a power line. And because of that, my in-laws had to pay for the repairs because of the way the Texas laws are written. Everything is in favor of the business. Strangely enough, if you're not aware, I've been doing security for the past 9 years, licensed for 4 years in California, and then I came to Texas, so I've been licensed 5 years here. In California, your guard card is your guard card, period, right? Here in Texas, you literally have to have it connected to a company for no fucking reason. There is no reason for that. Literally all it does is protect the companies. It just means that it's harder for you to get a job somewhere else, right? It's harder for you to have 2 incomes in this economy that basically requires it, if you're going to be anything above poverty, right? Because you cannot have a license that is attached to more than one company. Now that license goes with you, but you still have to attach it to a company. And I went through my level 4 class, which is like the bodyguard class where you can do unarmed stuff, so to kind of iterate. Level 2, for some fucking reason, is where it starts unarmed. Level 3 is armed, and level 4 is armed but plain clothes, right? That's like the people that follow around Elon Musk and shit. Even though the dumbasses wear 511 fucking tactical gear, and obviously you can tell who the fuck they are, but I've seen them. It's sad. But anyway, not the point. I was not able to technically get my level 4 because the company that I was working for at the time lost all their hours, despite the fucking owner lying to me. God, businesses in Texas are wild. Anyway, the owner lied to me, and then I went to another company, so that license did not reflect what the level 4 had on it, right? Because I've been working for more than one company at the same time. And because of that, I never technically got my level 4, despite going through the class and paying all the things. So, I don't know, which is just ridiculous. And I've just been dealing with this sense of injustice for the past 5 fucking years. And I'm so tired of it. And I know I usually don't get this personal with my videos. I don't usually let people in this much, I'll be honest. Because I just want to focus on Norse paganism and shit. But I also try to speak about, moral efficacy in my videos. And fuck it, it's my channel anyway, right? And this is what's on my mind. So the thing that really got to me this afternoon is this case that came across my FYP on TikTok. It was this gal talking about her husband, and her husband protected her 13-year-old daughter. The 13-year-old daughter got kidnapped by a 67-year-old former cop, and then the father, I don't know if he followed them, found them, whatever, but he finds them, rams them with his vehicle, and pulls his gun, gets the guy to come out. The dude apparently had something in his hand. He put rounds into him, and then I guess he pistol whipped him too, which, like, I'm sure there's legal reasons you don't do that kind of thing, but I get why, and then saved his daughter, right? That guy, Fossler was his last name. I don't know his fucking first name. Who cares? Fossler was a former cop, right? So this happened in Arkansas. Fossler's a former cop, and the sheriff, I think his name is Stanley or some shit, plants fucking evidence on the dad. So some thin blue line bullshit, because his father is trying to protect his daughter. The word father means protector. If you go back into the Proto-Indo-European, like reconstructed language, I believe it's Pater, literally means protector, meaning one of the most ancient peoples in the world, thousands of years ago, one of the first civilizations ever to be on this fucking planet, recognized that the father of the house was the protector of the fucking family. That is how old that concept is. This man did what a father should do and protected his daughter. And now, because of this thin blue line, fascist fucking bullshit, he's looking at prison time. And he's having to fight for his fucking life. I don't know how traumatized the daughter is, but I damn well know she needs her father. And it just really pissed me off. It just really shows that there's no fucking justice in the world. And then you think about, like, this Epstein shit, and how the Epstein shit, that's like normal for these fucking rich people. If you really look into it, if you deep dive into, like, networks for that kind of shit, that is some normal ass shit for these rich people. It is not out of the realm of their wheelhouse. Epstein was a scapegoat for that shit. They put it on him because he grew up working class and they were able to. And then after he, quote unquote, got, suicided or unalived in prison or whatever, unalived himself in prison, which obviously we know was not him unaliving himself. Then they pinned it on the next closest person, Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever the fuck her name is. And then you look at cases like Casey Anthony. She had some fucking corrupt ass lawyer who was good with words, and she had cops that didn't know what the fuck they were doing. There's no fucking justice in this world. And honestly, I don't know what to do about it. I as one man cannot do shit. Even if I decided to, not that I would, but even if I decided to take justice in my own hands in any way, shape, or form, I am one person, right? This would require a revolution. This would require a movement. This would have to reset the precedent of people using fucking bureaucracy and HR doublespeak in order to play the game. Because that's what happens. People play the fucking game. There's no honor. There's no respect. There's no ethics. The way the world is set up right now is this just system of fucking usury. It's this system of people just stepping on each other's neck to get one rung higher up the ladder. And the only thing that protects us is coming together in any kind of solidarity. Only thing that protects us is good people coming together and uniting and and doing something about it. Because the rich and the powerful, they absolutely are united by their money. That is what unites them. But we, the working class, we get fucked. We get stiffed. And then we get told to step on each other in order to fucking get the next red cent. And I hate it. I hate it so much. It is ridiculous what we do to each other. The amount of like snitching at work because you think you're saving your job just because like, I don't know, someone's tired or they're late or any number of fucking perfectly reasonable things in this society of usury and consumption. Which, like, one of the things the left gets wrong is pointing the fingers at capitalism. Capitalism is just the current incarnation of usury. This is something that has existed since, I don't even know, since the first jackass decided to put himself on a throne, I guess. Because human beings are communal. We work in teams. You know, this hyper-individualist bullshit that we see in society, it's just that. It's bullshit. The thing that made us descend from the trees and actually build society and everything was community. It was coming together and working together. It was family units and cities, and, you know, the fact that the blacksmith does one thing that the fisherman doesn't do, right? The weaver does another thing that the farmer doesn't do. And each one of these jobs is focused on so that one person doesn't have to burn themselves out doing literally everything. That's how a community works. I don't give a fuck how independent you think you are. You rely on other people. We just live in this society that has no real sense of justice. Not a real one. We have this bureaucratic bullshit. We have this, you play the game and you know some other jackass or whatever, and that jackass greases your palm because you're going to give him a reach around at some point. Like, it's a lot. It is a lot. I don't know. I'm not very hopeful at the moment because it's just all these people in power do not care. I mean, it's something I see working in security is that cops, the law, it's not there to protect you. Not really, you know. I've seen people get assaulted. I've seen people, you know, straight up just doing hard drugs in public. I've seen just wild things. And I mean, even on camera, even you'll see someone do something on camera and then cops will show up and they'll be like, meh, you know, and then they'll leave. Because the thing is, if it doesn't make them money, the people above them aren't pushing them to fucking do anything. Because that's how the world works. You know, a couple of years ago in Texas, I worked for the post office. And it was kind of an eye-opener because of just how everything was so money-driven. You know, it's actually a falsehood that the right often pushes, that the post office, you know, uses your tax dollars or whatever. They don't. The only reason they're technically in the red is because Bush passed some fucking bullshit legislation back in the day that says that you have to have like, I think it's like 40 years prior or something like that. You have to have the, it might be 20 years, I don't know. You have to have the retirement saved up. And it's something that like no other industry does. That's the only reason they're in the red. But they have not taken a government subsidy since like, I think it's 1982. It's a long ass fucking time. They are working with terrible fucking vehicles with no AC and just a little loud fan on the fucking dash. Like, you're lucky if you get one of the newer, larger vehicles that actually has an AC, and, you know, not every route can have that because some of them do curbside. It's the whole thing. Anyway, not that I want to explain how the post office works, but there, you know, the union is being eroded. Everything is money driven, and nobody is doing anything about it. And that's just how the world works, right? Everything is money driven. Oh, does this make money? Oh, this is Child Protective Services. What are you doing? Oh, does this make money? Oh, okay, let's privatize it. Yeah, that's right. Texas is privatizing Children Protective Services. Because we see how that's worked out for the prison system, right? Oh, yeah. The only thing they're not privatizing is the investigation portion. Everything else is going to be a private fucking company. And by gonna be, I mean some of it already is. I don't know how much. Some of it already is. And like, that's just going to create a financial incentive to get kids taken. What the fuck is wrong with people? What the fuck is wrong with society? It's because some jackasses somewhere go, oh, that doesn't make enough money. Let's privatize that instead. So you're gonna shovel money out to people instead of having a government-funded organization? Because that's what that means, right? Like when I deployed in 2009, on paper, the private citizens that were there, it cost the government less money. But in reality, they were spending more money on them being there. And that's just how that shit works. It's just some bureaucrats are thinking they're saving more money when in reality, they're ruining the fucking system. You know, it doesn't work. What happened to the barometer of something being effective being how effective it is rather than how much money it is? Why is everything a money-making scheme? Justice is a money-making scheme instead of being a justice scheme, right? Every fucking company in the world is in the business of making money. That's it. Every government in the world is in the business of making money. China right now, communist fucking China, is a capitalist country. Marx is rolling over in his fucking grave. Hell, Mao is rolling over in his grave. What the fuck are you people doing? It is insane what we do as a species. And it just baffles me. And it baffles me to the point where I just had to rant. I don't know. It's just a lot. And if you haven't noticed, I haven't really been posting for the past year or so consistently because I've just been dealing with so much shit. So much fucking shit the past year or so. Past 5 years, Texas has been garbage. I hate this state so much. God, the weather is terrible. The people are so aggressive. Southern hospitality is a fucking lie. Southern hospitality is actually European aristocracy. That's all. It's people thinking they're better. Thus, they have to be polite. That's all that is. Like, I've had numerous bosses that thought that I was rude or something because I'm speaking to them like an equal, which is what you should fucking do. And that's how I was fucking raised in California. I talk to you like you're an equal. I talk to you like we're on the same fucking level because we are. I am not going to kowtow down to someone because they think they're better than me. You can go fuck yourself with that shit. But here in Texas, you've got to. You've got to be subservient. Yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And you've got to fucking bow to the hierarchy. And they're just so used to it out here, they don't know any fucking better. Because in reality, Southern culture is based on European aristocracy. That's what the antebellum South was about. That's what all those plantation owners were. They were modeling themselves, if not descended from, the European aristocracy. And there's this like good old boy South like stereotype, when in reality, like that's a fucking lie. The reality is that it's all, this aristocratic bullshit that has been poured into their culture. And they don't know any better because nobody's taught them any better. And they probably wouldn't fucking listen. I wouldn't be surprised if I get hate in the comments for just saying that. It all just comes back to there is no fucking justice in the world. I have almost died on the road in Texas countless times. I lost count. Like, back when I lived in California, there was a few times that some shit would happen. But here, it is so fucking frequent. The way they dart through traffic, you will get these people that just speed and go in and out of traffic. They just dart through, they might have a giant truck. I've had 2 separate events where somebody getting off on the highway, literally they just laid on their horn so they could cross multiple lanes without looking and then just get over in a turn lane that they could have just waited for. I've had a vehicle with a trailer try to merge into me and I almost fucking died. I actually totaled a car once because somebody in front of me hit their brakes. Yeah, I've just been almost killed on the road so many fucking times, and now my anxiety's through the fucking roof. So you get those people that are insanely aggressive, driving insanely fast, never a fucking cop around, and then you'll get people that camp in the fucking fast lane. Giant, slow trucks going like 10, 20 miles below the speed limit in the fast lane. Which, if that happened in California, you get pulled over quick. Because in California, if you have a trailer, you have to be in the slow lane. which just makes sense. But then you also get regular ass cars that either camp in the fast lane or even go 20 to 30 miles below in the slow lane too. And it's like, what the fuck? Oh, and the brights. Oh my God, everybody drives with their fucking brights on and it's insane. If you do not know, it is illegal to drive with your brights on. Check your state laws, but I know for a fact in both California and Texas, it is illegal to drive with your brights on because you fucking blind people and it is dangerous. But they do it anyway. Nobody gets pulled over. In fact, I was doing a patrol for one company where I was driving an Interceptor, and so there was somebody with their brights on once, and I was like, what the fuck? What is this? And I almost flashed my lights at him, and I was like, no, don't do it. And then turns out, it's a good thing I didn't flash my lights at him, because it was a fucking cop. It was a cop driving around illegally with his fucking brights on. The rules for thee, not for me. That's how it all fucking works. It's all hierarchy, it's all bureaucracy, and it's fucking bullshit. It's the safetiest fucking bullshit where they play the game and they know the right things to say and they know the right fucking people. And, you know, they just fucking play these weasel ass games and nobody has any fucking integrity anymore. That's really fucking getting to me. So I don't know what to do. I don't know how to solve it. I don't know how to exist in a society like this. It's atrocious. You know, this isn't who I was raised to be. I wasn't raised to use weasel words and fucking play this weird corporate bullshit game. But you have to if you want to fucking exist and be able to pay your bills. And it's stupid. And honestly, we should just fucking reject it. We should all just come together, reject the bullshit, and start over somewhere else, I guess. I don't know. Something has to give, because it's just ridiculous. But anyway, I've been ranting for a long time. I just needed to get that out there, mostly to vent. If you agree or disagree, comment. We'll discuss. Maybe we can do something about it.